What's up, guys? Welcome. All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm just setting up everything real quick. All right, so just wanted to come up with a quick live. Well, we're not going to be too quick, but I wanted to come up with a new live. So I did tell you guys, if we do start making continuous new highs, we're going to just keep broadcasting and pretty much putting out what's going on. So Milady right now is sitting at around 15.3. What's up, Eduardo? How are you doing, man? So everything right now, as far as Milady, is going crazy. It literally is going crazy. I can't believe that we continuously keep making a new high, right? Milady is literally just like putting out these numbers. I think that is just shocking everybody. This is like so big as far as meme coins. This thing is literally setting up, I think, for when we really, you really think about it right now. If you guys remember earlier in the stream, Bitcoin was sitting at around 42,000, maybe 42,800, 42,000, pretty much a little bit under where we're at right now. Imagine when Bitcoin gets up to 50, 60,000, what Milady's probably going to be doing. Just imagine. Like, this thing has just been going on a crazy run. Crazy run. All right, so for G, what's your prediction for Lady's market cap in the peak bull run? So what I said previously, I was predicting. It's hard to predict, right? Especially with meme coins particularly, because they are mostly driven off of hype. So whenever you have hype, it's like you don't know what the full spectrum is going to be, what the full outcome is going to be, and how much hype's really going to get behind it. If I was to really, just think about like Dogecoin, Shiba, Pepe, I would say conservatively, I would probably say that we would probably see Milady somewhere around anywhere from 2 to most likely $15 billion is what we're most likely. And this is talking about, a full-blown bull run, and Milady gets all that hype behind it. I that's what I'm predicting, is around anywhere from 2 to $15 billion. Now, if you look at the lower spectrum there, $2 billion compared to where we're at right now, let's see, the market cap right now is currently sitting at around 112 million. If you're looking at 2 billion, you're looking at a 20 to 30x just from where we're at right now, somewhere around there. Maybe my math's wrong, but that's somewhere around what we're looking at. If we go to a 2 billion, if we go to somewhere around maybe $15 billion, you're looking at somewhere around a 50 to 100x from where we're at right now. So that's what I'm throwing out there. Now, obviously, my predictions could change. We could see Milady drop a zero, in the next week, and then you might see my predictions change, to obviously going up as far as what could happen. So let's see here. So Joel, Mady and Bonk. We'll bring up Bonk's chart here in a second. We'll look up what's going on with Bonk. I already from earlier stream, whenever I looked up Bonk, it was up from its previous low, like from like a week or two ago, or whatever the case was. It was up like 600%, something insane. Oh no, what I think it was like 1100. Let's bring it up. Let's see. I think Bonk was up like something insane. Let's see here. Oh man, Bonk is going crazy right now. Holy crap. Just from this drop, we're not even going to map it from down here, but just from this right here, Bonk is up 200% in the last day. That's insane. Hold on here. Sorry, I had to let my dog in. All right. I need to get my dog on stream, right? show you guys. I got a little Jack Russell. She's a sweet little girl. She's always sitting by my side. All right, so let's see here. So what do I think about what Milady could reach in a... Well, let's see here. Hey, do you think Milady could reach a penny? All right, so Scorpion, a penny. So to be realistic with you, let's go back to Milady's chart. We're looking at 4, 5, 6 zeros in front of it right now. So we'd have to drop 5 zeros for us to get to a penny. And also think about circulating supply. Another thing too. So right now, Milady right now is circulating. We have 700. What is that? 734 trillion coins in circulation. For this thing to go to a penny, it would have to get to $4 trillion for it to get to a penny. 4 trillion. So I just want you to be realistic. $4 trillion for it to get to a penny. You got to remember Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's market cap, we'll look it up right now. Let's see. But Bitcoin's market cap, I think, is somewhere around $1 trillion for Bitcoin. Not even. We're at $841 billion. So for Milady to get to a penny would have to go to basically 4 times what Bitcoin's market cap is right now. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but what I'm saying is the chances of something like that, I would believe, would be unlikely, right? You have to be a little bit more realistic here. So dropping 5 zeros would be just insane. I mean, that would be like a million X from right now. That means if you put like a dollar in, you'd be a millionaire. Something like that. Like, it would be just unreal. I don't think that would happen. But, I mean, think about it. Even if we drop, I don't know what you're in right now, like as far as if you bought in or what you hold. But even if we drop 2 zeros right now and we go up 100, 200x, that means, if you put $100 in and it goes up 100x, you have $10,000, something like that. Like, the money is to be made with Milady for sure. But we have to be realistic. I remember when Shiba came out, everybody was talking about, Shiba, if Shiba's going to get to a penny, or a dollar or something like that. And it was just unrealistic. That means Shiba's market cap would have been like $40 trillion, something like that. And it's just like, that's how much money's circulating in the whole United States right now, something like that, So it's unrealistic. It really is. It's unrealistic. But with crypto, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. And, I'm not trying to like put you down or anything like that, but we could easily go up 2 zeros from now. And I think, a 200x on something like this project would be mind-boggling, would be face melting, something like that. So to answer your question, I don't think that it's going to get to a penny, but I think it's going to do big things. And if you're holding on to Milady, I think you're going to reap some of those benefits, is what I think. So I hope that helps you out, Scorpion. Gene, what do you think Milady can drop? 3 zeros, or how many? And how much market cap will it be? Well, I don't have my handy dandy calculator up right now, but if we go back to the market cap for Milady right now, Milady is sitting at around $113 million, right? For it to drop 3 zeros, that's Bonk. I really don't know what the math would be on that. It would probably be something crazy, like at least 200-300x from where it's at right now. And let's just base it off of 100x right now, right? So 100 times $100 million would be what? You would add 3 zeros on the back of this. So it would 100 times from where it's at right now would make the market cap at $1.1 billion. If we were to drop 3 zeros, let's say that's a 300x, that would make us at around $300 billion. 300? No, I'm sorry. Would that make 300? So we would do, I'm sorry. That would make us at $9 billion at a 300x. So, all that's possible. All that's 100% possible, especially, look at this chart. Look at this chart. If you guys remember the stream, I think this stream was like, 4 days ago? 5 days ago? We've been streaming every day, but it was probably like 3 or 4 or 5 days ago, and we were back here. We were back here and we were talking about dropping that zero. We were talking about dropping that zero and, just basically kind of getting prepared for, getting towards that zero to be dropped and what we could expect. Let's map out from where we were at to where we're at now. And we've already moved up 70% just from those 4 days ago when we were mapping out, those next gains. So just imagine what's going to happen in this next bull run when Bitcoin, and I always refer back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to get to where gold is. Gold's market cap is somewhere around $10 trillion. Bitcoin's going to probably get to that, where it's going to 10x eventually. Maybe not on this bull run. Most likely somewhere around this bull run, we'll probably see like like halfway there where Bitcoin, I honestly think that Bitcoin's probably going to get to around $3 to $4 trillion on this next bull run, where $3 to $4 trillion for a market cap. So you're talking about 3 or 4x on Bitcoin. The altcoins will be completely different. I think the altcoins, you see Bitcoin go up 3 to 4x, you'll see altcoins go up 30 to 40x, if not more. And I'm talking about the bigger market cap. You go back or you go down the line and you get to like somewhere like Milady. Milady's market cap is going up. We're at 113 million versus when we first were mapping this project out. I remember looking at the market cap and it was at like $15 million, something like just insane low. And that's what I was saying. I was like, this thing is has the potential to freaking fly just based off of the market cap alone. Now, if you guys can see, a big thing that I always look at with a lot of my projects is I look at the circulating supply and I look at what's actually in circulating right now versus like the max supply. So if you see right here, we have circulating supply at 734 trillion, right? And the max supply is around 888. But what I'm getting to is if you see this percent, there's about 82% that's in circulating supply right now. So that you're not gonna, like in a year from now, they're not gonna add another 100. Well, they're gonna add another 100 because there's still 150 out, but they're not gonna add another 500 trillion coins into the project where it could dilute the market cap and stuff like that. That majority of the coins are already in circulation, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So that's a big thing. And also with the market cap being so low, relatively so low compared to a lot of these other meme coins that did get to billions of dollars, where we're at right now, this could be just the beginning. This could be just the start. Everybody, welcome again. Yes, you're like CryptoFud again, another live stream. Yes, we're coming in. We had such a great live stream earlier. I think we had like I don't know what it was at, like 800 viewers or something like that, like something crazy. Not 800 at once, but it's up to like 800 views. Milady's getting out there. I was saying this earlier. I've been scouring YouTube and stuff like that and seeing. I'm like, who's covering Milady other than myself? And I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers now covering Milady. It's starting to get on their radar, and people are starting to talk about it. I don't know if it's through our streams or if it's just because of the hype. I honestly think it's the hype that's building up. Milady is starting to get talked about in the crypto world. Obviously, whenever you look at like the top gainers, Milady is there like daily now. So a lot of people are looking in, and they're looking at like what I was just stating. They're looking at the certain things. I would say not say fundamentals, but they're looking at some of the aspects of Milady, like market cap. Market cap sitting at around $100 million. Circulating supplies already at almost over 80%, so they don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So Milady has a lot of things going for it. Right now, we are sitting at around right under that 15 mark. We topped out a little bit before the stream at around 15.7. One thing I do want to say is, you're going to have these movements where they're just going to be so parabolic, and then we're going to have these spots where we're going to retest, right? We're going to have spots to retest, and you want to see the retesting. You know why? Because like I said before, whenever we have these crazy drops or these healthy, finding these spots for support, that's when we usually will drive out the sellers and the buyers will come back and we'll make a new leg up and we'll make a new high, right? That's what's been happening for Milady. We've been basically, as you can see, we'll start from when we first like really started mapping. When we started going into this big run, we were on our way up, made this double top, and then we had this dramatic drop right here. But this was because of the whole market. But we had this dramatic drop, and that's what we needed, and we started making new highs, right? Same thing. We kind of made a new high right here and started seeing not a dramatic drop, but we saw a small gradual drop to where it got to a point where we found support and buyers came in, took over again. And the same thing right here, we made another high right here at this 12.8, and you see this big red candle, right? You see this big red candle, only two of them. It didn't take much for the sellers to get driven out. And then we see this beautiful, beautiful green candle. And since then, that's pretty much what we've been doing. This has been since earlier. And that's what's going to happen. Everything doesn't go straight up. We're going to have spots where we're going to get up, make new highs. It's going to have to retest those highs a few times, maybe even once. But it's going to have to retest it eventually for the buyers to come in and take over the sellers. And that's just the name of the game. Let me catch up on the chat. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit the likes. Obviously, hit that subscribe so whenever we come out with videos, you guys can get those instant alerts. It'll pop up on your screen and tell you that we are live. Let's see right here. So, Eduardo, I'm scrolling up, but what's crazy is the other day we were on a live and someone was like, bro, you're all over Reddit right now. You're all over Reddit. They're, and I was like, nice. And it has nothing really to do with me personally. I'm just the messenger. It's really the fact that we're covering Milady. The fact that we're covering Milady, and we already have a kind of an established family going on here that a lot of people are starting to come. They're like, this is like not the Milady channel, but because I don't want to designate myself as the Milady channel, even though I love Milady. I cover, a full spectrum of projects, but I am going to make sure, to keep covering, especially something like Milady while we're pumping, because I want to make sure you guys are aware of spots that, that we have support and resistance and stuff like that. So let's see here. So scrolling up, let's see here. So it looks like we have everybody in from earlier. Bonk is going to get bonked by Milady. Eduardo, you see Bonk right now, man? Bonk is going crazy too. Milady's looking, I think Milady looks healthier though. What do you guys think? Bonk looks insane, right? It really does. It looks insane, but look at Milady's looks more natural. Looks like more of a natural gain that you would want to see on a chart. Bonk had that nice natural move, but look at this green candle. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying Bonk's going to go back down all the way down to here, but it's going to definitely probably come down somewhat because people are buying in right here and they just jumped up 200% and they're going to be cashing out. And there's going to be a big war between buyers and sellers. When you have this natural move up in these small red candles and then you have these small green candles and then you have the red candles to retest, that's when you're going to have that natural growth and you really don't have that enormous battle between buyers and sellers because everybody's coming in. They haven't made, a 200% gain in 2 hours. So a lot of people are sticking to their investment and they're not selling yet, right? So we'll see how it goes. So let's see here. So someone said, I wouldn't be surprised if Dogelon Mars would be close to a penny. I think Dogelon Mars, let's look up, I said Dogelon Mars, I'm sorry, Dog Elon. Someone freaking crucified me off of calling it Dogelon Mars, so forgive me if you are in the chat right now. Forgive me. So Dog Elon, Dog Elon, how many zeros are we talking here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, compared to 6 zeros, you could say it has a bigger chance, right? But at the same time, dropping four zeros to get to a penny is a very, very big move. And you got to remember, Dog Elon already has a market cap of already about $100 million. So I'm not saying that Dog Elon's not going to do big things. What I'm saying is if you look at it as a number wise, it's going to have a rough time really getting to that penny compared to maybe some of the other projects. I'm not saying that Milady's getting to a penny either, because I want to keep it real with you guys, and dropping 6 zeros or dropping 5 zeros and going up to a penny, we just mapped out the market cap. The market cap for it to get to a penny would be somewhere around, I don't even really, honestly, we didn't even map it out, actually. I just said if we do a 300x from now, where we would be at would be about $9 billion. That wouldn't even be anywhere near a penny. To get to a penny, that's right, we did map it out. It would be somewhere around, I think it was like trillions. It was something like $4 trillion, which would be, I'm not saying it's not possible, but because anything's possible, right? But the amount of money is just not there. Bitcoin right now is sitting at around $840 billion. So Bitcoin's not even out 1 trillion. So for Milady to go and dethrone Bitcoin, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, right? We don't want Milady to dethrone Bitcoin. We want Bitcoin to be where it's at. Milady's going to be where it's at. Milady's going to do big things, but you have to be realistic. Now, people saying that Milady's going to drop 2 to 3 zeros, that's more realistic than dropping, 4 zeros and going to a penny. I would say 2 zeros is more of a conservative kind of a conservative. What do I say? Like a conservative kind of a guys, you know what I'm saying, right? Just being a conservative investor, I would say 2 zeros would probably be more of a realistic price range for us to where we would get to. So, we'll leave it there with that. Let's see here. So I'm trying to read the chat and talk to you guys at the same time. That's why my brain's going like 3 different ways. So forgive me on that. Let's see here. Just got from work. Tony, isn't that crazy? We had the live earlier and you said, "Hey, I got to go. I'm going into work." And now you just got out of work. There you go, bro. Let's see here. So just dropped 3 zeros. We'll see. Bonk is going crazy. The coin that doesn't stop going up could be listed on Binance and Coinbase as well, right? You know what, Clayton? Thank you so much for bringing that up. That would be something that could really move Milady. You guys imagine if Coinbase came out and said, or not even came out, but Coinbase just released Milady on their platform. Do you understand what could happen? How much more money could even come in? And I know a lot of you guys are familiar with crypto and you're like, well, what would Coinbase do, right? Believe it or not, Coinbase is a publicly traded company, right? A lot of people aren't with crypto.com. A lot of people aren't with some of these other exchanges that you can buy right now currently with Milady. A lot of people, if they're buying their crypto, they're using Coinbase because it's more of a unified American establishment kind of exchange that is basically they feel more secure buying off of. So imagine bringing Milady, a meme coin with $100 million onto Coinbase. I would see Milady definitely pushing. You know what would be awesome is at the right time too. I remember back in 2021, I would personally, and I'm sure some of you guys have heard me say this, I would personally buy in on projects that would get released on Coinbase. We'd call it the Coinbase effect, right? Where you'd put in money on anything that just got released on Coinbase that day, and it was like guaranteed to go up 100%. It would be short-lived, but it would be guaranteed to go up 100%. So I'd throw in money and make that quick percent and then jump right out. And I'm not saying that would happen for Milady, but what I'm saying is that the Coinbase effect is real, but it's only real whenever there's a bull market. Whenever there's a bull market, that's when there's just so much money getting tossed around. Places like Coinbase lists a project like Milady, and this thing could be a catalyst for us to easily drop a zero. Easily. Welcome, guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already been here, but just saying hello to all the new people that have just joined. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the subscribe and hit the like. We need to send the algorithm to everybody right now that's on YouTube that's searching up meme coins or searching up anything with crypto and bring them in and let them know that Milady is here to win. We keep making new highs on Milady, and some of us are thinking this is the new Shiba right here. This is the new Pepe. This is the new Dogecoin, right? As we keep moving, as we keep building the hype, I think that's what we're going to see here. So, all right, so catching up Can you compare how many X is Milady's market cap to Shiba current market cap? Possibly, yeah. So we'll look it up. Let me look it up right now. Let's see here. So Shiba. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat, guys. I'm so sorry. So Shiba's market cap. This isn't the right Shiba. Market cap of 1.7 million. All right, so Shiba's market cap right now, we'll call it $6 billion, right? We'll call it $6 billion for a Shiba market cap, and Milady's at around 100 million. We'll call it 100 million, right? So 100 million for it, 100 million to get to 6 billion. That would be, drum roll, that would be, I'm still doing the math here. So 100 million just to get to a billion would be a 10x. And then you would, so it would be a 60x if I'm not mistaken, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's either going to be 60 or a 600x is what it will be. I want to say it's going to be a 600x, to be honest. Let's see here. Let's bring out Google. What is 60 times 100 million? And that's 6 billion. Yeah, so it would be a 60x. A 60x from where you're at now. So let's say you have $100 in it. You would probably see what's 60 times 100? Now it's all this math. You guys are killing me here. What's 60 times 100? I think that would be $60,000 if I'm not mistaken. For it to, if it goes up, if you have $600 right now and it goes up to where Shiba's at, something like that, something crazy. Just bought 100 million pound worth of Milady. Nice. So super. 100 pounds. So you're over across the pond, right? That's awesome, man. We have a couple other members that are in your area across the pond. Us America, across the pond, we're all family, right? We all want the same thing. We want crypto to strive, and we all are here to make money. So that's awesome. I always try. I don't mean to mispronounce your name. Is it Genovia? Genovia, right? I think I'm saying it correctly. Genovia J. What's up? What's up? Mohammed saying 1 cent. Bro, if it goes to 1 cent, you guys got to take me out. You guys are going to have to take me out. We're going to go get a luxury dinner. Maybe we'll go out, do something luxurious. Because, I mean, if we go to 1 penny, you guys are going to be all millionaires, right? And I'm thinking some of you might be billionaires with some of the pockets or bags that you guys are holding. So we'll see. If Coinbase adds Milady, it would go nuts, insane. It would go absolutely crazy. Let's see here. If it was still a bear market, the price would dump. We're going into a full-blown bull market, so this is just the beginning for Milady. Clayton, I honestly believe it too. I don't think like you said, we're going into a bull market. I don't think that we're technically, remember earlier in the stream, I said, where do you map out a bull market? When you're looking back and this chart's, let's say this chart right here, 12 months later, right? And we've gone up, we've dropped 2 zeros, and you look back and you're like, where would you start the bull run, right? Would you start it up towards the top, or would you start it up when you started moving up, right? And I honestly would say that the bull market probably started, in this scenario, I would say I would label the bull market starting somewhere down here when we started moving up, because that's pretty much where we started moving up. Though, yeah, I mean, we were getting out of these bearish prices, but I think like when you start seeing like this right here, you see how we started really moving. Or, what else I would say is the 200-day. Where's that 200-day? I would say once we bounce off that 200-day, like I've been preaching and screaming to the hills, once we bounce off that 200-day, that was a very bullish move. And if we continue to stay on that bullish move, that's pretty much where the bear market started, right? That's pretty much where it started. I'm sorry, the bull market. Forgive me. The bull market. So welcome, guys. We are currently sitting at around 14.3. We did make a local high. We did jump up here to 15.7. We are having a nice little cool off, which is perfectly fine. I've been telling everybody it's just natural. You want to see these nice cool off periods where we make a new high, but we find some kind of support. If you notice, every time we do bounce and we find some support, it's usually higher than where we were currently at, right? And I mean currently, like where our local high was just a few hours ago. We're still sitting after this dramatic move up, and we've had a nice little cool off. We're still sitting well above where our other high was just from a few hours ago. We're 12% higher right now than our local high was a few hours ago at that 12.8 mark, right? And you guys remember earlier when I said at the earlier stream, that's why you guys need to make sure you're subscribed, because this is our second stream for today. This is our second stream. We're putting out videos. You guys have to hit that subscribe. You're obviously helping the channel, but you're gonna get those instant alerts whenever we are posting videos and stuff like that. But if you guys remember earlier, we said that we were most likely gonna hit our head on this 12.8, 12.9, and that's exactly what we did. I mean, we literally bounced right at this 12.9. You can even say that we tested it a couple times right here with 2 or 3 of these candles. We got rejected, but eventually we broke through. And that's exactly what's going to happen with this bull market. That's exactly what's going to continue to happen as long as we can stay bullish in this market. So let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm so delayed on this chat. I'm so sorry. I'm looking at 2 screens right now. I'm looking at 2 screens and I'm having to look away from the chart to read the damn chat. So let's see here. Could you still make a lot off of 400 million? Could you still make what do you, Daniel? I know it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes later, but what do you mean by that, Daniel Clark? Could you still make a lot off of 400 million? Are you saying that you're holding 400 million Milady, or are you saying like the market cap? If the market cap gets up to 400 million, I'm thinking you're saying you're holding on to 400 million. I don't know exactly what the dollar sign is for that, but Daniel, listen. If you're holding anything of Milady right now, I think in the long run, you're going to make out. I don't know, as far as what number as far as how much you're holding for Milady is going to make you rich. But what I will say is if you're holding any kind of Milady, it's most likely going to go up in value, right? It's most likely going to go up in value. And I think in my eyes, that's a plus. You only invest what you're willing to basically hold on for a while, because we don't say you're only willing to invest what you're going to lose, because that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is you're only going to invest money that you're willing to let it sit for a while, right? Because eventually, if you have patience with crypto, you're always going to make money. You're always going to be in the green, but you have to have patience. We all can't buy at the exact bottom, right? And so a lot of times we buy in on the whim or whatever the case may be, and the price will go down or whatever the case may be, but you're holding on to this, right? You're holding on to this project. You don't ever want to invest money that you're putting in and you're going to need to feed your family or pay your rent or pay your bills or your mortgage or whatever the case may be. You don't want to ever be put in that position. So you want to only invest money that you're just basically, that's going to sit in your bank account that you're not even going to use, right? Or could be money that you're going to go waste, right? And on that end, investing is always the way. If you're going to go buy stuff that you don't even need, put it into crypto, invest. And I'm not giving out financial advice, but I'm just saying it's always worked out for me. Instead of going out and buying stuff like a new car or getting myself into car payments or anything like that, I'd rather put that $600 or $700 I'm going to pay in car payments. I'd rather DCA on crypto every month, and put it in and just keep building up my portfolio. So let's see here. Liam, I appreciate it. Milady will overshadow Sheeb. It's a new lady in town, and it's Milady. I like that. Eduardo, I repost you everywhere I can. Eduardo, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. And I want to tell you guys, I said this earlier, we're pushing for 1,000 subscribers, right? Once we get past that mark, I'm going to have some giveaways, and I really am. And don't think that I'm not going to forget about all my loyal people that have been here from the get. I really am. And I'm going to make sure to bless you guys, with something, if it's 100 ADA, if it's 100 million Milady or whatever the case is. But I'm going to make sure to give back for sure, because I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. And I appreciate your time. One thing as humans, though, I think the most valuable thing as a human is time. That's one thing that we can't ever get back, and it's limited on each and every one of us, right? Is time. And that's what I appreciate you guys actually giving to me. So let's see here. Oh, I just skipped through. Who said they had 60 billion? Nice. $2 billion. Nice. That's awesome. Clayton, I was getting that as far as people like YouTubers don't want to cover Milady, but I think the times are changing. I really do. I think the times are changing, and I think in the long run, I think they're gonna. It's just like a force that they're gonna have to, they're gonna have to just basically become. As far as like with Milady and the fact that you can't sit there and just keep denying something that's going to be all in front of you, right? You can sit there and you keep looking up like what are the top gainers, and Milady's sitting there at the top. It's just like it's something that's just going to be right in their face, and I think that they're going to start covering it more and more. Like I said, I keep searching up Milady on YouTube, and it's like you see a lot of YouTubers now are covering Milady. I'm not saying they're covering it like that's all they're putting out, but they're covering. I'm seeing in their circulation, they're covering Milady just like they did for Shiba and Doge. I don't always mean to keep bringing up Shiba and Doge, but it's like you have to compare to them, right? And I just saw, who's this? I don't know. He says, "What a joke." What's a joke, dude? What's the joke? What's the joke? That you didn't buy in on Milady when we were screaming 3 months ago that Milady was down and this was going to be a project? Tell us, what's a joke? Seriously. Because people making money, that's not a joke, dude. This chart right here is not a joke, right? I mean, listen, we're here. We're not gonna be negative about anything. It's a freedom of speech. Say whatever you want as long as you're not being negative to anybody, particularly in the chat. But I don't see what the joke is here. Honestly, I see that like Milady has been doing awesome. As far as most of the altcoins, every altcoin has been doing great, right? But Milady particularly has really been running, and the reason why we're covering Milady is because, like I was saying earlier, it's like the bull market tries to pick a few meme coins that really blow up during the bull market, and I feel like Milady is going to be that one of those meme coins. I really do. I wouldn't doubt that Milady and Pepe take over, right? I wouldn't doubt that Milady and Pepe honestly take over, and I'm not saying they're going to take out Shiba and Doge and like Shiba and Doge are going to zero, but I think the hype, the attention is going to be covered over Milady and possibly Pepe. That's what I think, because they're like the new ones in the game, right? Dogecoin and Shiba, they did their thing. They did their thing. They made people millions and millions of dollars, but there's always going to be someone new. There's always going to be someone a little bit more shinier, someone a little bit better, right? Always. I'm pulling up other altcoins just because you can look. It's not just Milady that just bounced off the 200-day. You can see ADA, same thing. ADA is right here. I have to even change the fib retracement because it actually moved across. If you guys remember, earlier in the stream, I did call for ADA. I said this is the 200 week. This is the 200-day right here, right? We bounced off the 200-day. And we are in between the 200 week. I knew this 200 week was going to be a spot for some resistance. And sure enough, if you can see, I'll zoom in. We bounced a little bit briefly over it, got rejected, and you can see we're bouncing on top of that 200 week easily. So that's going to be a little bit of a move right there that ADA is going to have to get past for it to really get another leg up. But I don't see why ADA won't, strive and make some new local highs. Remember, ADA's all-time high, I believe, is like $3.50, somewhere around there. Solana, back up, $75. Solana's local high, somewhere around $77. So I'm just bringing up other alts because I'm showing that it's not just Milady. A lot of alts are going crazy again. Bitcoin, Let's look at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's sitting at around 43,000. Sitting strong at 43,000. Our local high for Bitcoin is somewhere around right under 45. There was a couple exchanges that actually put out that Bitcoin did tap 45,000 previously. This was like a week or two ago. On TradingView, we didn't get up there. We got to like 44.9. So, but you know, who cares? It's so close, right? But the reason why I bring up like Bitcoin is Bitcoin's holding at 43,000. I called this a while back when we were just getting up to like 37, 38. I said, once we get to 40,000 and we break 40 and we start getting into like 42, 43, the altcoins are going to start reacting like crazy. And I knew something like Milady was going to follow suit because, like I've said before, Milady's market cap sitting at $100 million at the time was sitting at like around $30 or $40 million. This thing has nothing but potential to move up like crazy. Looking at some of the exchanges, if you guys are curious as far as exchanges to buy Milady on. So you have KuCoin. KuCoin, you can buy Milady directly. Uniswap, obviously you can swap your Ethereum and get Milady. I don't know about the fees right now. As far as fees, you have Gate.io, Bybit, HTX, and you have BitGet. And then crypto.com. I'm surprised that crypto.com's not the bigger exchange as far as purchasing Milady. What are you guys buying Milady on, or what did you previously buy Milady on? Me personally, I was buying Milady on crypto.com. To be honest, that's what I use. I mean, I know it's different in every region as far as what you can use. KuCoin, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me, but I think KuCoin is banned in certain spots where, like in America, you can't use them for whatever reason. They're just under a lot of stuff right now, like where you can't use their platform, if I'm not mistaken, in certain spots, if not in America. Uniswap obviously is always going to be the GOAT for a lot of these projects because at the end of the day, you can just buy your Ethereum and swap it over with a fee. I mean, there's going to be fees on every single one of them. Depending on how congested the Ethereum market is going to be basically, that's going to be how much you're going to be paying for fees as far as doing your swap. So let's see here. Catching up on the chat because I am so behind on the chat. I'm so sorry, guys, if I missed any of your questions. I really do. Ask it again. Tectonic. Let's see here, Sean. You know what's funny is I'm a big DeFi guy. I'm a big DeFi guy, but not only for DeFi, but I'm real big on Cronos DeFi. I hold a lot of M-Share right now. Believe it or not, I was able to grab M-Share. So M-Share went crazy not too long ago and jumped up. It had this crazy run right here, right? We're in DeFi right now. So it had this crazy run. I caught it down here at like $13, I think it is, and bought like I bought like 100 M-Share. I ain't gonna lie. So I've been holding on. You know what I'm saying? It's been kind of quiet again. When the moves, this was like a month ago, DeFi was going crazy, but it's kind of quieted up. But I mean, it just kind of gave you a little preview on what I think is going to be happening once the altcoins, you know, have their run. It's going to spill over to DeFi for sure. Tonic. Let's look at Tonic real quick. So Tonic is a Cronos, Crypto.com coin that's on their ecosystem, but they're a big mover. And why is this pulling up? Okay, it was like taking forever. So Tonic right now has been on a nice little run. You can see it bottomed out right here at this 6 zeros. See, I like this platform. It tells you how many zeros it is. 6 zeros is where it kind of bottomed out, and it definitely has been making a run, looking like it wants to eat up a zero here eventually. So you have to see market cap's only at $100 million for Tonic. So that's definitely going to be something. Tonic has a big community behind it. I just think it doesn't get a big exposure because it's I believe it's strictly on Cronos, right? So you can really only buy Tonic through the DeFi wallet on Cronos and through crypto.com. So it kind of limits, you know, exposure as far as potential investors. When you see a project that's on like Ethereum, when you see a project like that's on Ethereum, it's exposed because there's a lot of different swaps for Ethereum. The Ethereum ecosystem is so vast and so big that it just has so much potential, so much exposure for money to come in. For a lot of these other ecosystems, they're still building. Cronos, believe it or not, even though it's been established for a while, is still building. And you can see when I go in right here, so for Cronos for the day, 24 hour, there's only been $3 million as far as volume coming in and out of Cronos. If you were to go into Ethereum, it would be more like $400 million. So you can see the difference on the projects as far as exposure for DeFi. So gonna hit the pause button real quick. Everybody that's in right now, make sure you guys are hitting the like. This is going to help Milady. We can bring new investors. Anybody that's on YouTube right now, and it's where I'm at. I'm in Florida at about 7:20 p.m. A lot of people are getting off work, coming on to YouTube, watching YouTube, maybe searching up meme coins and stuff like that, so we could bring in some potential new investors and bring them into the space and let them know that they're still early as far as Milady, because this thing is going to blow, right? Let's see here. So 300,000 off a Sheeb? No way. You made 300,000 off a Sheeb? That's crazy. I believe it. I really do. So do I asking, do I hold Crow? Yeah, I do hold Crow. I hold Crow, and like I was just showing, I hold I'm real big on the Cronos DeFi. I'm always on Cronos DeFi. I hold on to a couple big players in there because I made a lot of money on the last bull run in the DeFi. I made a lot of money off the big market caps and stuff like that, like your Doge, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Shiba. And then I started converting over to DeFi, because DeFi is going to be where you make big gains, because that's where a lot of these projects are going to drop before the exchanges get their hands on them. For instance, Milady. Milady is an Ethereum-based crypto, right? It's an ERC token. Milady was only bought or traded or swapped, whatever you want to call, because of Uniswap and things like Uniswap. That was the only way to grab Milady at a time. And then as it built up, it got onto the exchanges, and like places like KuCoin, Crypto.com, stuff like that were able to offer it on their platforms. But where do you think those people were buying in before Elon posted, or tweeted that NFT of Milady 7 months ago? That's where they were buying. It was off of the swaps. DeFi, that's where you make a lot of money. That's how you get into a lot of projects early. So keep an eye on DeFi, but be very careful, because DeFi is the wild, wild west, and people, that's where the rug pulls are very rampant. So you have to be very careful on what you're buying in on DeFi. Let's see here. So I cash out at 5 zeros. I respect that. So you're looking for one more zero to drop. I mean, depending on where you bought, that's still massive games, right? So you can't buy on Bybit in the USA. I understand. I turned 1,000 into 8K off of Shiba. Got in late. Shiba is what drew me into investing into crypto. Nice. Sean, you live in Florida? I'm in the Tampa area. Bro. Good to see another Floridian in here, right? But I love everybody. We're all a big family. We got people across the pond. I see sometimes some crazy countries that people are watching me. Like, I'm talking about countries that you wouldn't believe. I'm like, wow. Like, I'm just so happy that I'm able to reach out to people like in Asia and stuff like that. Like, I'm just like, it's really is an accomplishment, really, to like just look and see, because when you're a YouTube creator, you can see where people are watching your videos and stuff like that. And I now see it. I'm just like, wow. I'm like 2% over in Asia and stuff like that. And I'm like, holy crap. And it also tells me, so when they use closed caption, like as far as the language, I'll have like France, Italy, stuff like that are, because obviously they have to use like closed caption or translation as far as what I'm saying. I can only imagine what the translator is saying, because I talk really fast and stuff like that, so it's probably like all screwed up and stuff like that. Hialeah, okay, so we got some Cubans in here most likely, right? Because I know if you're in Hialeah, you're Cuban. Daytona, okay. I see you guys get to drive on your beaches. I'm a little jealous. A little jealous. Clayton, you're in Canada. That's right, man. I'm sure you're probably snowed in right now, dude. I'm sure it's probably snowy where you're at, bro. That's awesome. West Palm Beach, Los Angeles in the house. We got the big players now. We made it. We got Los Angeles in the house, guys. Nice. LA. Let's see here. So let's look at the chart real quick. I'm gonna put a pause on the chat, and I just want to look and see exactly what's going on with Milady. So if you guys are just coming in, we covered. So we made this local high right here at the 15.7. We jumped up to this local high, right? We just keep making these small local highs. We did have a cool off, right? You can see that we have a red candle that formed, and right now we are currently sitting at the 14.1. Well, let's look and let's see if there's any spots previously that would give us any signs for some support and some resistance. Obviously, this resistance, I mapped this out before we actually came up here. I believe I put this on the last stream, if I'm not mistaken. So it's crazy how a lot of times I'll put these spots, and these are just off of previous resistance or support, and a lot of times we'll still respect those lines. So I'm looking back here. This was when Milady first came out. So you can see where we're at right now. Let's see here. So this was a spot of some support where we're at right now. This was back in May of 2023. So this was about 6-7 months ago when Milady first had this crazy run up. We dropped down and we made this double top right here, right? Well, you can see that we bounced where we're at right here. Look at these green candles. We bounced. Look where we were hanging, right exactly where we're at right now. So we're actually, I'm surprised I didn't map it out, but where we're at right now, I'll put a line. This is technically a spot of some resistance, but what we're looking at now from where we're at is it's going to be a spot for some support. That's what we're looking for right now. Scrolling all these months, you can't even see the price because we were down and out. Where were you guys at? I know a lot of you guys were here. All right, I'm just going to, it's crazy how long it takes to scroll 6 months on TradingView. So where we just found this line was we're at the 14.2, pretty much where we're at right now. That would be a nice spot that we need to hold. It was a previous spot for some support back when we were back in these price actions. Now that was when we were on our way down. We're on our way back up, but we did blow through this. You can see on our way up, we did actually tap it. We did come up, we tapped it, we broke through, we kind of held on to support, and then we had this nice green candle bounced us up to this new local high. Well, we're back down and we're forming some kind of support, which is very bullish. We need to hold it. We probably will have a couple candles where we'll break under this 14.2, but as long as we can kind of hold on to this 14.2, ultimately, if we do have a cool off and we do bounce back down to this 12.9, we're still very bullish, guys. We're still very bullish if we bounce down to this 12.9. This will be a spot that I would say if you're sitting on the sidelines right now or looking to add to your bag, the 12.9 wouldn't be a bad spot to, accumulate if we do have the opportunity to cool down somewhere around there. But right now we are sitting around 14.2, 14.28. So let's see here. So Sean, what's crazy is I'm glad you bring that up. So he's saying that Milady's NFTs are going wild. And that's another thing too, is whenever you see Milady's price action going up, the volume on the NFTs is going crazy too. It is going insane. And I'm sure right now the volume, people are picking up NFTs of Milady. That's another thing too. Believe it or not, I don't work for crypto.com, but I'm going to bring crypto.com back up. You can actually purchase the Milady NFTs on crypto.com. If you go in there, download their app, and you go to the NFT section, you can actually buy NFTs, the Milady NFTs, which I do think down the road are going to be a big thing. I think NFTs will have their time back in the sun, right? NFTs are kind of, it's like it's digital art, but it's like one of those things where it's just so people that know the value, but a lot of people trying to explain what NFTs are and what their worth is to, the average Joe, they're looking at you like this is just digital art. Someone can screenshot this and have it, right? And it's different. It's different than actually owning an NFT. So, it is what it is. But trying to explain NFTs to somebody that doesn't even really care about crypto, good luck to that. I've sat there at the dinner table and tried to do that, and I'm like, bro, I'm not bringing NFTs back up. Either you buy them and or you can stay the heck away from them, right? I'm not going to sit here and try to spoon feed you the knowledge, I'm already sitting there telling them all about Bitcoin. This was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm telling them about Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was down at 15,000, I remember telling particular people, I'm like, bro, it's at 15K. This is like an opportunity. And they're like, yeah, right. That's going down to $5,000. And now they're looking at me like, crypto's doing pretty good, right? Man, Bitcoin's up there. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, yeah, it is. It is up there. It is up there. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at Milady. I'm like, you guys don't even know. Like, Milady's up like freaking hundreds of %. Like stuff like that. You guys, I'm telling you, to have the knowledge of crypto, if you sit in a room with just average people, right? Just people that don't know each other, and you get 100 people, you could sit around the room. Probably 15 to 20 people will know anything about crypto, and maybe 10 to 15 of them actually hold on to crypto. The rest of the people don't know what you're talking about. They don't even want to know, right? And that's what it is imagine, and 10 years from now, you take 100 people, and 50 people are going to actually know about crypto, and 40 of them are going to hold crypto. And as time goes on, that's how it's going to go. And people are going to start holding on to crypto, especially like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's obviously a store of value. Bitcoin's like what people, when they buy gold, they hold on to gold. They don't buy gold just to make a 10% gain. They hold on to gold, because that's money that could be sitting in the bank, but they're holding on to gold because they see it as a store of value that they're going to hold in their family for a very long time. And that's what Bitcoin is, right? Everybody that's new to the channel or just jumping in, welcome. Make sure you guys hit the like and hit the subscribe. This is our second stream today, So if you were subscribed, you would have watched the stream earlier, and you would have known that we were about to be getting a big pump coming, right? So make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like, because there's probably people, there's guaranteed there's people right now on YouTube searching up crypto, searching up what's the hottest meme coin right now. And this is what's going to bring it across their feed. Milady, what's Milady? And they're going to come in and be like, oh crap, this thing is going to the moon. I need to get myself a moon suit. I need to get myself some of this. How do I do this? Right here. These are your exchanges that you're going to buy Milady on. These are probably not all of them, but these are your major exchanges. KuCoin, Uniswap, Bybit, Gate.io, BitGet, Crypto.com. Crypto.com is a very easy way to just download. I don't know if there's a wait period on downloading. I don't remember. Is it? You guys tell me. If you download like Crypto.com, I don't know if you're able to start trading immediately. I think they have to like approve. It takes like maybe a few hours or like a day or something like that for them to approve. But better late than never, right? Let's see here. So yes, Milady will still. Let's see here. Yes, Milady be still in the green when Bitcoin be having small pullbacks. Yeah, it's crazy. Like they have an inverse, inverse way they react, but they're kind of in the same rhythm, right? You'll see Bitcoin will kind of have these dramatic moves, and Milady will have a move similar, but it won't be necessarily as dramatic, right? It won't be necessarily as dramatic, but like I was showing, I think earlier and the other day when it happened. Remember when Bitcoin had that major drop? I'm trying to see where the candle was. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was this candle right here. You guys remember? We made this double top, right? And we were all like, yes, new highs. And, we were talking about soon we're going to be dropping that zero. And then we made the double top that I was like, I hope we're not making an M pattern. We were like right here in the chart. And I was like, I hope we're not making an M pattern because we're going to see some downward movement. And that's exactly what happened, right? We saw that downward movement, and then we started getting some momentum to move back up, and then Bitcoin went from 44,000 down to 40,600, and you saw this 10% drop in Milady, right? But I think if we wouldn't have seen that drop, we probably would have been chopping around. But we saw that drop, and that's what motivated the buyers to really come in, and you can see what followed after was a 10-12% move to the up. The green candle that overtook this little, we'll call it a little drop right here. This dramatic green candle really just moved us up to the next level, and that's when we started retesting these local highs that we had. And then you can see we formed this beautiful bull flag right here. And if you can see, you see this blue line, you guys can see it right here. I'm moving it around. I said we're most likely going to stay within this channel right here, and eventually we're going to have a nice move up, because I mapped this bull flag off of the pole right here. You see how I moved it, and it's exact. I moved it right here at the bottom of this channel, and that's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. It wasn't exact, obviously, a straight line up, but we moved, we chopped around. We actually were kind of retesting these local highs, but we eventually made that next leg up that we needed. And you can see as we move on, this was in the last 24 hours, we've had these dramatic moves where you can see we had another nice move up, and I can even form another bull flag right here. Let me see something right here. I can maybe form a slight bull flag right here. Obviously it already happened, but something like that where we made the pole bull flag, and then boom, we bounced up and made another move. Now, I will say, from what I see right now is, to be honest, it looks like we're kind of creating, could be possible bear flag, where bear flag is kind of the opposite of a bull flag, right? You're gonna have the pole, and then you're gonna have a channel where it's moving up instead of moving down. It's gonna move up. And a lot of times, doesn't play out always, but a lot of times it'll move towards the downside, which I think honestly would be healthy. Again, what levels are we looking for to hold if we do something like that? Would probably be somewhere around this 12.9. Obviously, right now, though, we're not going to give up the fight that we're at right now at 14.2. You guys see I've been talking for the last 10 minutes, and you guys remember I was saying we're sitting at this spot right now where it is a battle right now for the buyers and sellers. 14.2 is a pivotal spot. That's a solid spot for some support. It's going to be some support that we're wanting to hold. Do I think we're going to hold? I don't care. I don't care because, like I said, sometimes we need those dramatic drops for the sellers to be overwhelmed and kind of be done. They've already sold everything they have, and then the buyers will come in and we'll be on our way back up to make a new local high. That's a lot of times what happens in these projects that we need. It just, I don't know what it is, but it's just like, you have these dramatic drops, and I'd say dramatic, but like a 5 or 10% drop, and it's just like it motivates buyers. A lot of times there's people sitting on the sidelines that haven't bought in, and they're waiting for that 5 or 10% drop for them to feel comfortable, for them to buy in, and that'll start the next run. So we'll see how it goes. What's Milady's all-time high? Good question. Let's go and see. So Milady's all-time high, bro, look at this chart. So look at this chart. We're not far. We honestly are not far from where we just made that local high to where the all-time high is. And I'm going to put a line. So when we get past this all-time high, we need to we're having a live. We need to have a party. We need to literally have a party when this happens. The all-time high is going to be at 19, the 19 mark, 19.3. That's going to be your all-time high. Let's map out from where we're currently at to where that all-time high is. Look at that. 36%. We're 36% away from the all-time highs. Isn't that crazy? That's insane that we are not that far. I remember being down here and just looking at this all-time high, and I was like, wow. I was like, I don't even know. Like, maybe one day we'll be there, but I was like, it's probably going to take a while, because you remember how Milady started off. Milady started off with hype from Elon. Elon posted the NFT of Milady, and that really is what drew a lot of people's interest into Milady, and Milady went insane, right? Milady jumped up to this all-time high, but it was very short-lived because it was just that real short-term hype from just a quick tweet. He didn't follow up with any other tweets like he would do for like Doge. He just posted that one picture. I think he saw he saw how much he was kind of manipulating the price on Milady, and he probably was like, I'm probably not going to jump back on there, because he was probably getting backlash from the Dogecoin community, because Dogecoin, they're very diehards, and that's what Dogecoin for a while was just running off of complete like Elon Musk's tweets. Nowadays it's completely different. They're definitely built an ecosystem, and they're trying to make a name for themselves, which they already have. Dogecoin will be just like Shiba, will be in the record books as far as like meme coins and stuff like that. But really, just to point it out, we're not far from this local high. You guys can see, and where we're currently at right now we're at this 14.1, 14.2. Really, we are not far. We're not far at all from this local high. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to just see this momentum that we do right now, that we possibly could be retesting. Remember, I'm going to leave this blue line here. This is the all-time high. Look at this. Let's see from where our local high is to where this is. We were only 20% away, 22%. Sorry, I didn't mean to click out of it so fast. From this local high that we just made to the all-time high. I keep clicking out. Sorry. Let's see right here. 22%. 22% is all we need as far as getting past this local high to get up to an all-time high. And really, I think eventually we're going to get to this all-time high, and it's just going to be like, it's going to be nothing, right? It's going to be nothing, because we're going to be looking down the scope of dropping another zero. I think that's going to be one of the big catalysts that we're going to be looking at. And this little mental thing right here of this all-time high will be, a milestone for us to break through. But at the same time, it's going to be nothing where we're going to blow right past, just like when we dropped that zero not too long ago. Remember when we were at like 990 mark, and we're all anticipating dropping that zero? It was a big moment. But at the same time, it's already pretty much not forgotten, but we're past it, right? We're past it. Now we're looking at, what are the next things that we have in store for, the price action and stuff like that. So let's see here. Tonic is not in VVS Finance also. Wait, Tonic is not in VVS Finance also? Let me know when the market cap gets over 1 billion. There you go, Lewis. That's how you do it right there, bro. Just buy, you got to hold, and he has a goal. You see that? He set a goal. Let him know when 1 billion, and he'll start looking back at the charts, and he's going to decide what he needs to do from there. Did I see Broward was in the house? Did I see Broward County was in the house? South Florida? All right, I see you. We got a bunch of Florida people in here. Let's see here. So, Milady is a monster. Bullhorns. Trying to catch up here. Yeah, Clayton. So, a lot of people, you're right. It's crazy to think in 2023 that, like you said, most people I wouldn't say most people don't know about crypto. I would say most people are not familiar with crypto. Most people, if you were to ask, like an average person at the supermarket, like, how would you buy Bitcoin, the most popular, crypto there is, they probably couldn't tell you how to buy it, right? They couldn't tell you how to buy Bitcoin. And that's the crazy thing. And that's what's going to shift eventually here in the next, 10 years. I think, people are going to definitely know how to buy Bitcoin, or if not buy Bitcoin, they're going to be exposed to it through their investments, like their 401k and, long-term investments, because of the ETF that's going to get approved for Bitcoin, particularly, and Ethereum. But like I said, when that ETF does get approved, it's going to be a celebration for all of crypto, because that's going to bring a lot of money into the space. It's going to bring a lot of money. Obviously, it's going to bring a lot of money into Bitcoin, but it's going to overflow into the crypto space as a whole. And you're going to see a lot of projects just, go crazy. You really are. Wait until you guys see when Bitcoin gets up to $50,000, $60,000, what these altcoins are going to be doing. Right now, we're getting, we're getting a dose of what's going to happen. Just wait until Bitcoin is at 60, 70,000, making new all-time highs. The altcoins are going to be going insane. It's a awesome time to be part of crypto. It really is. You got to take the bad with the good and the good with the bad, right? We've gone through a lot in these last 2 years, but you got to remember, before those 2 years in 2021, it was just it was up. Every day I'm just looking at my portfolio and it was just up, 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 up. Looking back, hindsight 2020, I learned a lot, because things aren't going to always continue to go up. There's going to be a time where, the whole market, and I'm not even talking about one particular project, but the whole market is gonna need to cool off, and that's why you have bear markets and you have bull markets, right? There's cycles. Everything goes in cycles. This economy, if you look at the housing market, you look at everything, it's all in cycles. It's how it works. You go back and just look at this the whole in the last 100 years, century, and it's been recession every 10 or 20 years, stock market crash, and then it's stock market highs, housing market crash, and then now where we're at, housing market right now is to buy a home is outrageous, so it's just everything is based, it's all based on cycles. It really is, so welcome, guys. Welcome everybody that's new into the channel. If you guys haven't already, take a second right now, pause what you're doing, hit the like, and hit that subscribe. Hit the like so we can send the algorithm out there to everybody that's searching up meme coins right now. And obviously, hit that subscribe. This is our second live today. We've been mapping out these highs that we've been getting, these local highs, all week. We've been covering Milady for the last 6 to 7 months, right? So make sure you hit that subscribe, because it's not just Milady. I cover a full spectrum of projects, and on these live channels is a chance for me to interact with you guys, and we can look up other altcoins. We've been looking up other stuff right now. I've been just chit-chatting, really just talking about Milady and my experiences with crypto and stuff like that, and also reading in the chat everybody else, because at the end of the day, we're all a community. That's what we're building here, is just a community, and we're all here for the same thing, right? To make money in crypto. So I appreciate you guys being here. So let's see here. The numbers are going to be moving so fast. Yeah, oh yeah, in the bull market, it's insane. In the bull market, Bitcoin will have moves $5,000 to $10,000 days, right? I would say 10,000 will be more on the extreme, but you see how we'll have days where Bitcoin will go up $2,000, and it's crazy, right? In the bull market, in an actual full-blown bull market, an average day is $5,000. It'll fluctuate $5,000, 50 to 55, or 55 to 52, and what I'm saying, in between all that right there, it'll fluctuate. And imagine that's when Bitcoin is a $1 trillion market cap. So imagine how much money is just flowing in just in Bitcoin. All the other altcoins are even more fluctuations, where if things are moving around, I used to, when the bull market gets around, that's when I'll start putting I'll allocate a little bit of money on the side for day trading. And I'll do that because I'll buy in on stuff, and I'm looking for those quick 5 or 10% moves, right? Just looking for those 5, 10, sometimes I will make out and I'll get a quick 15% move. But those are usually during the bull market, when things are, moving very fast, and I'm buying in on projects that I really don't want to hold on to long term. I just want to buy in. Things, maybe the hype is in, on this particular project, or it just got released on Coinbase or whatever the case is, and I'm buying in, and I'm just looking for those quick gains. But I always will keep 90% of my investments on long-term stuff that I'm holding on to. So that's just my game plan usually in bull markets. So let's see here. So trying to catch up on the chat. I'm so sorry, guys, if you guys have asked me stuff and I have not seen the questions. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to like multitask here. Winter Haven. All right, I see you over there in Polk County, Light. I see you. I'm over here in Hillsborough County. I'm in Tampa area. Let's see here. I'm going to say this: better get it now, because after this bull run, it will be a while before another bull run to get in to make some money. Yeah, I agree. You know, I like I said, cycles. And if you guys remember this last bear market that we went into, what, 2 years? It felt like it's been 10 years. I probably gained gray hair going through all this, you know. But at the same time, if you guys remember on, I think it was like yesterday's stream, you guys are going to look back and be like, that we were given such an opportunity to buy in on some of these projects, you know, because they were 99% down. So you got to take it like that. That's why you want to make sure you have a game plan in the bull market, so you can, you know, make as much money as possible and then set up for that next cycle. Let's see here. Imagine jobless millionaires running around. Sean, that's exactly, I mean, you can look up like Bitcoin millionaires, and it's literally, that's already happened. Like, it's already happened a couple of times with a couple of these cycles where a lot of times these people are, some of them are smart as heck, right? Like you have MMM Crypto, you have what's the other guy from the moon, Carl from the moon, I think it is. You have like people like them. They're over in Dubai. These boys are smart. They're very smart, but they're worth a lot of money. And how they're worth a lot of money is they were invested in crypto and Bitcoin before anybody knew about it. You know, they were buying Bitcoin at like dollars, you know, so they were able to make out. But you see some of these other, if you look up, you see some of these other stories of these Bitcoin millionaires, and they don't last long because they're not, they made a lot of money, but it was just, they were at the right place at the right time, right? And you'll see like a couple years later, they burn through all their money or whatever the case may be. You know, they're not still in that same position. So I tip my hat to a lot of these guys that were in the crypto market 5 years ago, made out, you know, like bandits, and they're still in the same spot that they were in, right? They're still in the same spot that they were in because they were able to diversify and move their investments around and have their money make money for them. So, all right, so let's see here. We're seeing a slight retracement. Let the sellers take their profit. Then we go to the next leg up and break the two. I believe that too, G. I really do. So I have a couple spots just to get back on the charts. I have a couple spots here. If you guys were seeing, so a couple things. First is this right here. I'm hoping it doesn't play out, but from what I'm seeing is we could be forming some sort of a bear flag. So a bear flag would indicate the flagpole right here. And then this channel, this upward channel, would a lot of times, not every time, would usually eventually it'll make its way to where we'll bounce back down. Now, if that does play out, what I was saying was that right now we're holding at the 14.2. We've been holding that 14.2. It's been a solid spot for some support. If we do, for whatever reason, break that leg, the next spot that we would want to hold, right, would be the 12.9. The 12.9 would be a pivotal spot that if we do come down, that would be a spot that we would love to bounce, and then we would continue into this bull run. Even if we chopped at the 12.9 and broke maybe a little bit below here and there, but if we can stay and hold that as support, that would still be very, very, very bullish for Milady. But what I was saying is a lot of times with these projects, and I think what you were kind of saying too, is that you got to let these sellers get exhausted. And sometimes what happens is with the sellers getting exhausted, you're going to see a downward movement. They got to get exhausted, and it has to get to a spot where the buyers feel comfortable taking over, and the buyers jump in and they start outbidding the sellers, and that's what's going to move us up. So we did have some dramatic moves. I mean, you can look at this chart. People are going to take profits here and there. You're not going to see a straight line up to the moon, right? You're going to see these red candles in between the greens. and that's perfectly fine. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. Now we're seeing a red candle. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. It's natural. Now let's see here. For those interest rates and buying a house is insane right now. 100%, and that's what the housing market is probably going to see somewhat of a nice little rebound. Not that it's really dropped dramatically, but it's been kind of cooling off. When they start cutting those interest rates, watch the buyers start really tackling in on the housing again, because interest rates are going to be coming down in 2024. All right. So Clayton, make your money before 2026. That is the year of the next bear market. I will be selling everything at the end of 2025. So what do you guys know about the halvening? So we have the halvening coming up, 2024, a 4-year cycle, right? So if everything plays like it did in history, a lot of times the halvening will bring in, some big price action. And if that's the case, then we're looking at a very big run in 2024 leading into 2025. And then you're going to see for the next 2 years, maybe kind of going in the same way that Clayton was saying, was that maybe sometime in 2026 to 2028, we might see somewhat of a downward movement again in the whole market, setting back up kind of what we just went through, We'll have to see how that reacts, because I think in the last 2 years was a little bit different, because we had inflation. We had inflation going crazy. We also had, don't forget guys, all what happened in 2020. We had stimulus checks coming into the market, right? That was another thing. I think that bull market was not natural. I'm not saying that it wasn't natural, it was going to happen, but I think it was a little bit more exaggerated because a lot more money was pumped into the system. You had a lot more average Joes out there getting $3,000, $4,000 stimulus checks every 4 months, and they were putting money into investments, which was smart, right? They were getting money and they were investing with it. That's awesome. But what I'm getting to is that's why I think we saw such a dramatic move in 2021. I don't think it's going to be the same these next 4 or 5 years, because we're not going to see probably any stimulus checks getting pumped into the system, most likely. Not like we did see in 2020. But I do see the halvening and everything going in. And basically with the halvening, it always is going to bring better price action during the halvening and right after the halvening. So usually it happens the halvening, and then within that next year is when you have that full-blown bull market. And then from there on is when you start seeing the downward movement, probably about 1.5 to 2 years after the halvening, which would be somewhere around 2026 to 2028. So if that feels like crazy to even talk about 2028, it's like the future, right? We're supposed to have flying cars and stuff like that. Or was that supposed to be back in 2005, right? I don't think they're ever going to give us flying cars. Well, it's destruction. People can't even drive cars that are on the road. Imagine grandma driving, flying a friggin' Tesla rocket ship. It's like a missile, right? So Bonk. Let's see here. We were looking at Bonk a little while ago, and it kind of is just sickening. It really is when you look at Bonk. It is honestly sickening. Now, you guys remember I did say, if you were here earlier in the stream, I said Bonk had this red candle wasn't here, and I said Bonk had moved up so fast in the last few hours that they're definitely gonna have a cool off, and that's exactly what they're seeing. They're seeing a nice little cool off, but regardless, you can't deny Bonk has. I mean, look at this. See, one thing that just with Bonk compared to Milady. Look at this is pretty much the same timeline, right? Milady has gone up and tested levels and found resistance, found support, resistance, found support, and it's been moving up. Look at Bonk. You can say, okay, it moved up. It did. This was natural. It's finding, found a resistance, found support. Found it was getting hit with resistance, bounced down a little bit more, but found some support, and then went on this crazy leg up. I'm not gonna say I don't like seeing, but what gets me a little kind of nervous with some of these projects that do this is when you have these crazy candles that are up, 80%. This one candle is up 50%, and this is within like a couple hours, right? A lot of times when you see that dramatic move up, you're going to see a lot of sellers come over because they just made that 50-60% gain within hours. So they don't have any kind of attachment to the project. They just doubled their money, and they can easily hit that sell button. Versus when you're over off of a project like Milady, you have a lot of long-term holders that have been holding all through here and maybe buying in right here, but I'm not saying that they don't have the same amount of gains, but when you have these strides and these moves, it's just a little bit more natural. It's a little bit more natural. It's a little bit more easier because you're not having these 70% pumps in 2 hours, and you're not going to see those dramatic drops following right after those enormous pumps is what I'm getting to. So a lot of times you call them gigapumps, where it's a gigapump. It shoots up 100% within like 2 hours or that day, but it never fails that gigapump gets burned out eventually. It finds a spot that it's not going to get past, and it starts free falling just as fast. That's what you have to be careful for. But with Milady, we're not seeing that. We're seeing this beautiful natural growth, and it's just beautifully moving up, and it's having these nice pumps, but in between those pumps, it's also finding support and finding resistance, and that's what we want to see, right? So, guys, I know I keep saying it, but we keep getting new people in, so I'm going to sound like a broken record, but make sure you guys are hitting that like. We want to send the algorithm to everybody that's out there searching meme coins and stuff like that. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Hit the subscribe so you can get those instant alerts whenever we are whenever we do come out with new videos, or if we post up and we're having some live content like we are right now. So let's see here. Yeah, everybody's saying the last 2 years it has been brutal, and it has, but I hope it made you stronger, and I hope it made you learn, right? It made you learn a lot of things. As far as that's what going through these market cycles, sometimes you have to go through a few of the cycles to really understand, a bear market and a bull market. And whenever a lot of times you'll jump in, and maybe you're jumping in on a bull market, and you'll miss, selling off, and then you go through that bear market. And then when you go through the bull market again, you kind of have a little knowledge, and you know that you should probably sell when everybody's getting massively greedy. That's usually a time that we're getting to that top, and it's probably you need to be thinking about an exit strategy. One thing I will say right now, you could say, people, for Milady, are we getting greedy? I really don't think so yet. Not anytime soon, because of the fact that what we've been going through for the last 2 years. I think the crypto hasn't made its mark yet. I think that with Bitcoin, again, we're gonna see $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. I think when we start getting up to those levels is when you should really be watching. Like what are my numbers? Like what am I looking to sell at? Because when your grandma's at the dinner table, she's over eating dinner and the family's there, and grandma's asking you, I heard about Bitcoin. You need to get on your portfolio and start thinking about selling, because everybody and their mother knows about it. That's usually when it's time to start selling soon. When they're talking about it, maybe a little bit longer, but eventually it's that time. And trust me, I've gone through it. I remember, and I was like sitting there holding on, and I was like, this is awesome. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. Nope, those were the red flags that were flying in my face, telling me, hey, everybody's talking about crypto. This is the top of the market where we're at right now. And that was in 2021 in November. So, oh yeah. So you were saying Tonic is on VVS Finance. VVS. So I bought into VVS when it first dropped, and I had a bad taste in my mouth because I ended up losing a lot of money with VVS. But now looking back on VVS is an awesome swap. It's like Uniswap, right? It's an awesome swap where you can you can swap your Crow or your USDC into DeFi projects that are on the Cronos, and they're very small fees for using VVS, and I respect VVS. I really do. It's a pretty dope that, and if you've seen on the channel, I usually cover not usually, but I do cover MMF. MMF is another swap that's on Cronos. It's on Polygon. It's on what's the other one? I forgot it. It's on another one that just a new ecosystem that just dropped this past year. That's been really big, but MMF as well. It's a big swap that I always say. As far as just swaps for Cronos, those are the bigger players there. So, guys, listen. I appreciate everybody that came in tonight. Make sure, just to recap what we're watching. We've been battling this 14.2 mark. We got to hold this. If we don't, we're looking for this 12.9. The 12.9 is going to be a solid spot for some support. Obviously, we made this local high at a 15.7. Us getting up to that 15.7 and right past the 15.7 around 15.8. 15.7, 15.8 is going to be a pivotal spot. That's going to be some solid resistance. So eventually we will get to that. Hopefully tonight while we're all sleeping, we wake up and your bags have increased even more. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Again, I thank you guys so much for coming and being here. If you haven't already, for the 100th time, hit that subscribe, hit the like. I thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. All right. I'll see everybody later.